Okay. Time to get this underway. Let's see if we can actually make some rank at least. Are we in gold 1 or gold 2? I can't remember. This isn't the greatest, but I'll keep. Okay, so some kind of knights or humans deck, I'm guessing. Yeah, no blocks. Let's go ahead and go with Lazatep Reaver. Actually, we could just make him sack now, which I think is what I want to do. That way we get one of them off the field. And then we get down Luris. And then we can Chupacabra next turn. Okay, I guess we're just going to game 2. Boy, this is kind of tricky. I didn't really see much of his deck, but I think we want to bring in Legion's End. And Massacre Worm. Go down the Cavalier. And go down a Woe Strider. And a Crypt Breaker. And run it back like this. Oh boy. Okay, I mean, I guess we got a turn 1 and turn 2 play. Well, that works for me. Jeez. Well, I guess I won't have a problem getting Gate of the Afterlife out. Honestly. That's 3. Or it's 6, sorry. That's 7. We have enough now in the drop for Gate. Yeah, I'll definitely block. Yep, we're gonna play Gateway to the Afterlife. And if he can't get rid of that, we're just gonna start popping off. I think this is where we just pull ahead. I mean, we obviously want the Fiend Artisan. Yeah, I don't think he can come back from this. Okay. Okay. Yeah. At that point, I just had too much advantage. Alright, so we got the dog. Now all we need is our sleeves. And we should be good to go. If this thing doesn't change colors, I'm gonna be a little upset. Yeah. So let's go ahead and run it back. I mean, when we can literally get 6 cards in the drop that are all creatures on turn 2, and then turn 3 play Gate to the Afterlife, and to turn 4 God Pharaoh's Gift, seems pretty busted. Yeah, I mean, this is decent. Oh, that's dumb. Alright. We're going back to the owl after this. That upset me. Let's play Woe Strider. Sure, I would love a card in the graveyard and another land. That works out very well for me. Okay, some kind of ramp. So I think the plan here is to drop Gate into Fiend Artisan? Ah, shit, we can't do that. We gotta play Lazarus Reaver. Never mind. Okay, not a big deal. Okay. I mean, Fiend Artisan into Lurrus. I mean, if they have the wipe here, there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, cool. So Massacre Worm. Deal them 2. And swing out. And we also have a sack ability. That way our shit doesn't go to the go to exile. Okay. So we're gonna do it like this. Then swing out. because I'm not too afraid of what he has. Sure. Who's he gonna block? Yeah, I'm alright with that. Yeah, I will draw a card. Yeah, I mean, and I'll just play him again. But, good on you, bud. Sure. Alright, so we just win. So with this deck, definitely don't think that the Chupacabra or the Cavalier is going to be needed. We definitely want to bring in all the Thoughtseizes. And then go down a Woe Strider and Crypt Breaker and run it back like that. He did get stuck on lands, so I mean, unless he gets stuck on lands again, yeah, I can't keep this. Okay, I guess we throw back the worm. So, very good possibility that we just lose this one. Honestly, I'm going to play the Priest first, just to bait removal. Okay. I was about to say his turn is going to be Uro, pass. Or he's going to Thoughtseize. Oh no, really? Okay, that works for me. Yep. I will pass the turn. Sure. Okay. I will not block. Let's go ahead and do this. Sack that. No attacks. Then we'll go ahead and pass. He has a lot of mana. Okay. His game plan is very unclear to me right now. Oh, okay. Sure. I will happily do that. Yep. I'll pitch that. And yes. And I will pitch that. Let's Thoughtseize to see that hand. Let's get rid of that. And we have 1, 2, 3. 3 in the drop? Ah, that's shit. Well, I mean, we can get 4. Yeah, we'll block with the Reaver. And And then hopefully cycle this. We will pitch that. Yeah! I didn't know that you were a fan of Magic. Oh. Oh, gotcha. Well, I mean, if you wanted to learn, I'm more than happy to teach. No, does he have another Nissa? If he has another Nissa, we're just kind of shit out of luck. But if he doesn't, I think we're fine. Sweet. Oh, you... Okay. Not really similar. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need, what, 6 for this? Yeah. So he can ooze away one of them, which would make that 3. Let's see here. We can put 3 into it. No, we can actually put... Alright, let's sack this. Then we can put 4 into this. And then sack this. I think we still lose this one. So we can get rid of that. I think we'll honestly just get the second Fiend Artisan. Let's see here, 12. Yeah, I just straight up lose. Okay, go into game 2. Gotcha. Yeah, this is a little bit in my opinion it's a lot easier than Pokemon. I learned the Pokemon TCG recently, like within the last year. And it took me longer to figure it out than this. And I learned this when I was like 13, 12 or 13. Yeah, I think we're gonna Thoughtseize to see what he has. Well, shit. I guess take one of his Thoughtseizes then. But yeah, I'll start going over my plays with you. So basically, my my plan this turn is to use our mana efficiently. So we're gonna play the Mire Triton. And basically what that does is it mills us the top 2 and it gains us 2 life. Yeah. And basically our deck is just about milling ourselves and getting value out of our graveyard with a combo of Gate of the Afterlife and a card called God Pharaoh's Gift. So he's going to play this card this turn to get rid of these 2. Actually, no, he can only get rid of 1, so he'll get rid of these 2. And they will sadly go into exile, which really sucks for me. But I get to play this. Okay. Yeah, and now we just lose everything, which sucks. Which, I mean, my game plan is now basically over, so we're gonna just start doing that. Okay. Sure. We're going to use Woe Strider to sack this to scry one. Basically meaning look at the top card of our deck and... So, I mean, yeah, we're just playing big boys at this point to try to kill him. Okay. That's a little annoying. Oh, yeah. His is Karn, Scion of Urza. Which is basically like a... he's basically a robot. And our guy is Lazav. He is the leader of the Dimir Guild in Ravnica, which is a kind of like plane. Planes are like the worlds of MTG. Yeah, the fact that we kind of lost our gates early on kind of sucks for me. Yeah. Some of the planes are in the air. Like the one that we're going to next is Zendikar. And a lot of it is kind of like floating islands and land masses. That's actually a cat. We actually have... I forgot to change it. We have this one, which I'm not a big fan of. Yeah, I figured he'd block. Okay, and we'll pass. I don't really cry, so we're gonna do this. That way he gets no value off of that. I think we gotta put that to the bottom too. We're not looking for that anymore. Why would he play... I don't understand that. I would have just played Ugin first. I don't really think there's anything I can do as far as like winning goes now. Which really sucks. Yeah, I mean, he basically has out-card advantaged me. Yeah, now he's just kind of trolling. Alright. So let's go over here real quick. Whoops. Change this back. Okay. A lot of people like Karn today for some reason. Yeah, we cannot keep that hand. That's fine. Alright. Yeah, I love owls. So our game plan here is turn 1 to play Swamp into Stitch Supplier. Stitch Supplier mills us for 3 when it comes into the battlefield and when it dies. And we use the gas that we get from this. Like, we have 1 creature, and this gets us Gate of the Afterlife actually gets us God Pharaoh's Gift later on. So we're going to play Priest of the Forgotten Gods and see if he counterspells it. Okay, so no counterspell, which is good. Yeah, we're going to attack. And then he's going to probably flash something out here. Yep. So we'll do this and then play it again. And I mean, this time if he has a counterspell, I'm not too worried about it. Because now we have Lurrus, so we can basically bring it back. And if we get another land, we're going to play Ravenous Chupacabra to kill this. So let's play Lurrus and see if he has the counterspell for it. Hopefully he doesn't. Okay. That took a really long time for him to figure out that he had that in his hand. Yeah, so we definitely want another land here. Because now we're going to try to play the Chupacabra and bait out another counterspell, which I'm sure he has. Or he just has Dive Down. Or something to give this hexproof. Oh no, okay, cool. That works for me. Or he's just going to play Brazen Borrower at the end of his turn. Yep. Okay. Curious Obsession. Basically, this card lets him... He has to attack with this, and when he does, he draws a card from it. If he has the counterspell for this, we're kind of boned, and we're just going to go to game 2. Okay, he doesn't. I'm pretty sure he has a second Brazen Borrower, though. Yep. So, in that case, we're going to bring in the Chupacabra. We're going to take out this. So now we're side decking, basically, meaning what we're going to bring in for what, for like this matchup. I'm thinking Lurrus is probably dead in this matchup. Yeah, and then we'll do it like this. So basically, his deck is a very aggressive deck, and we're just trying to outvalue him. Alright, so we're getting rid of the Grafdigger's Cage, because this allows him to stop us from really using our graveyard. Yeah, kind of. Alright, so what we want to do is play the Priest here, and then attack. Wow, he is being super bold with his plays here, because he knows I'm going to be able to make him sack a card, so he's going to play this on my turn, or he's just going to counter my next my next spell, which is also a possibility. So we'll just do this, and he'll probably just counter it, I'm guessing, because countering it would be better than just throwing the this card away, which is what he would probably end up doing. Yep. And then we'll just attack. So he's kind of in a pickle, because he'll have to keep either counterspelling my cards or sacrificing his stuff, because I'm just going to keep trying to force the sack, and he doesn't want to get rid of this because it's card draw for him. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look at his hand. No problem. Yeah, there's there's nothing I can do because I'm stuck on lands here. Yep. And he'll play the second Spectral Sailor. So what I can do is double block to try to soak some of this damage. Yeah, but I think I'm basically done. Yep. That sucks. What do we want to play? This kind of looks spicy. Let's go with this. Okay. Let's actually try this. Boy, this is a really long wait. Alright, we will go first. Then we're Gonna mulligan for sure. Put Magma Quake back. Okay. Play a second one. Okay, so it looks like Gruul. Yeah, we'll play this and pass. I'm gonna have to say no to that. So let's play this to thin our deck out. I think we'll take a... Alright, let's see if he tries to be stupid and play the same card over again. Cool. And now we drop Nissa. And swing for 6. Okay. That's a little annoying. No, no blocks. Let's see if he actually, Cool. So we'll abrade that. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, I mean, we need Nissa to live. Shit. Alright, that sucks. Yeah, so she's for sure dead. Alright, well that's a bummer. Yeah, we need another land to make this happen. And he's gonna hit us for 8. So I mean, it's really all about the basics. Like once you know the basics, you're in a better position. All right, we got another land. So we'll swing. And then play this. So, what it really comes down to is more about what you wanna, what like you like to play, as far as like card games go. Shit. Am I just dead? Yeah. For instance, like the deck we were playing earlier, like I'm not a very I'm not the greatest at aggro decks, which is what that was. Um, so like, are you into like the more of like a control style play style? Do you like more of like a mid-range game where like it doesn't take that long, or do you like really fast games where you hit people in the face a lot? That really comes down to how I teach people. Let's run it back like this. Well, the last game I played was more of like a aggressive deck. This is more of like a control deck. Which is what I'm personally more accustomed to. But like I don't really play aggro decks very well. So like I'm more of a reactive player. Right. So let's do this first. Then do that. Like so basically our game plan right now is to drop our Nissa, which is our planeswalker here, and uptick her. Upticking means like you do the +1 on her, which makes one of our lands a 3/3 creature. Yeah, no blocks. So what our deck basically does is it ramps out really fast, and then it uses cards like Nissa to generate so much value. And just overwhelm our opponent. Yeah, absolutely. I could actually do it after this game. Okay. I was about to say, like, is he really not gonna swing at Nissa? I'll actually block both of those. So we're gonna play our Uro first, which is basically a card that I can play from the graveyard. So I think we have this one locked up. It would be very hard for me to lose this one at this point. Alright, well, that's not very nice, but nothing I can do about that. So we'll have this enter in tapped and just... and we'll just pass. We don't want to attack because he can just have this fucking swinging our Nissa at that point. Yeah, I love these sleeves. They are probably my favorite sleeves in the entire game. Yeah, so he just knows the game's over. I'm honestly thinking the Shark Typhoons are out, and we bring in stuff like this. Maybe we actually bring in the oozes and go down like 1 Aether Gust. But because our deck is more reactive than his, like his is just basically, you know, swing at your face as much as you can. When we go to like game 2 where I can sideboard, I have the advantage most of the time. Like especially now where I have lands and I have gas. Gas meaning cards to play in hand. That it makes it very hard for him to basically do anything. Yeah. So I think our game plan is actually just to pass here because we have Nightpack Ambusher. Sure. And if he's smart, he'll have that come in with a +1/+1 counter. But he's not. So now I play Nightpack Ambusher. And I play my Nissa now. And now I just start to overwhelm him. Okay. Fine with that. Alright, so he'll swing at my Nissa and do some damage. So we'll play our Uro, get a land, put it onto the battlefield. And we will use that to make a land and then swing at him again. So even though he's like hurt us pretty bad, we're actually still in a better position than he is. Because I have a constant stream of power at this point just from what I have on the field. And now I basically start to make it impossible for him to do anything with how I manipulate graveyards. Like I'll even start to do my own, just so he gets no value out of it. Because of the reason I'm doing this also is because he yeah, I love this is an alternate art of Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, so he knows the game is over because I have him beat. So we can go to the decks. So, basically, there are a couple of different types of cards. You have creatures, you have planeswalkers, you have instants, you have sorceries, enchantments, artifacts, and lands. So as far as it goes, we can start with creatures. Creatures are basically, you pay one, you pay a mana, and they come out. Simple as that. And then you have lands, which you have the 5 lands, which are plains, island, swamp, mountain, and forest. These are how you get cards out. You have to have at least like 24 of them usually in a deck. Some less, some more, depending on what style of deck you're playing. Then you have planeswalkers, which are like these other kind of like players that are in the game technically, that have abilities in themselves more recently, but original planeswalkers didn't. They basically had loyalty counters, which basically means you like on Chandra right here, you would either use one of the 2 minuses, which is either create 2 1/1s that die at the end of the turn that have haste meaning that they attack the first turn they come out, or you use her -2 to copy a card from your graveyard. But now that we have other planeswalkers in the game that have just active abilities, yeah. So you have Obnixilis here that says whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose a life. And then you can use his -2 to say destroy target creature, its controller draws 2 cards. So this can work in your favor and your opponent's. So like you can basically make them, you can destroy one of their creatures, and if you do, they get to draw 2, and then they get pinged for 2. Right. So then you have instants. So we can actually talk about these at the same time. So you have instant spells that these are spells that are not creatures. And instant means you can play it at any time. At any time of the game, no matter if it's your turn or your opponent's turn. So you have an instant like this that says, choose one, it gains indestructible and +1/+1 until the end of turn. Simple as that. And then if we go to where are they? We have a sorcery. A sorcery means you can only play it on your turn. And this one is, pretty simple. It's put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 creatures. +1/+1 basically means that if they were like a 1/1, they become a 2/2 now. Yeah. Well, the last one only lasts until the end of the turn. A counter stays there permanently. So if we're talking about instants, we're going to talk about blue. And then we got to talk about the stack. So in Magic, the way things work is things are dictated. How things play out are dictated by the stack. So say it's our turn and we play Opt. Opt says scry 1. Scry it means look at the top card of your deck. If you don't like it, you can put it on the bottom of your deck, or you can keep it on top. And then you draw a card. Scry happens first, and then the draw card happens. So you have Opt on the stack. Opt is now, you're saying, sorry about that. You're saying, I'm playing Opt. Okay? So you pass priority to your opponent now to do something. Your opponent says, okay, I'm playing Negate. Negate is 1 colorless and 1 blue, meaning you can pay any colored mana into it, and then you have to play a island into it, or pay an island into it. and it says counter target non-creature spell, meaning, because opt is a non-creature spell, negate works. So we say, okay, I am responding to opt by playing negate. Okay? So you're saying that you do not want him to get that scry effect. You do not want him to get that draw effect. This is on the stack. Opt has not resolved, meaning you have not seen the card on top of your deck, nor have you drawn a card. Okay? So it can end right there. Okay? Your other option now is to pass. So the way it could work is you play opt, and then your opponent plays. You're basically saying no to what they're wanting to do. You're trying to block them from doing it. Okay, so it can easily end there. You could just be done with it, and that could be the end of that. Okay, but since both players are playing blue, there is more of an option of, okay, so either your opponent, so you pass priority back to the person that originally was playing the opt, right? Because you have to pass priority. So you could be like, okay, I'm going to let that resolve then. There's nothing I can do. Bummer for me. Or you can either play another card into it and put it on the stack like a second opt, or what you would normally do as a blue player would be something like cancel. Cancel is an all-around counter spell that says counter target spell, which would mean cancel would go onto the stack targeting negate. So now that it's on the stack, it would resolve, and it resolves in what was played last. So if we were to look at it from the very first part, opt is the last card. Yes. So as it would work if we just did the two cards, it would be opt is on the bottom, negate is on the top. If we say, okay, that's fine, negate resolves first, meaning it counters the opt, and the opt fizzles. Fizzles means it just doesn't happen. But if we're doing it the other way, it would be cancel happens first. So cancel would target negate, saying, no, this negate does not happen because I'm negating it myself. And then opt would resolve. It would basically be like it never happened. That being said, you should probably never spend 4 mana to scry and draw a card. But, if it's win or lose, then I can understand it. And you can basically go infinite doing this as long as you have the mana to do it. Right? But the smarter play would be is... Okay, so we're saying that opt is now on the stack. Okay, no problem. Do 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 doodly 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 doo boo doo ba doo boop ba doo boop. And anybody just tuning in, if you would like me to explain anything as far as Magic goes, like if you don't know what's going on, or, if you wanted to learn something, just let me know and I'd be more than happy to go over it since I'm doing this in general. If not, just tell me how your day's going and how things are going with you. Click the wrong color. And we want to go back to instance and sorceries. Okay, nice. So from where we left off, we were talking about the stack. So the way it works, we were talking, opt. So we're talking about from a very like advanced style now, where we would have opt on the stack. We would have op on the stack. Negate would be targeting opt, and then where is it? Cancel would be targeting negate. So the way to get around this and to not really spend that much more mana into it would be to simply play Mystical Dispute in this sense. Mystical Dispute says if it's targeting a blue spell, it costs 1 less. And basically what you would do is mana is the can't point at it. So where you see the 2 and the blue up there, right next to the card's name, that's what the mana is. More commonly known as CMC, which would be converted mana cost. Kind of, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess you would say it, except mana, where energy is movable and being able to go on to multiple things. Mana is basically, in a sense, so like if you're just running like a blue deck, you would play mostly islands probably. So what you would do from there is, you say you have 5. So let's just go with the basics here. Say you have 5 islands on the field. Well, 5 islands. So let's just say that you have 5 islands, okay? And you're the player playing the opt, and I'm the player that's playing the negate, okay? So you pay 1. So you pay 1 of your islands, meaning that you tap it, and tapping it means that it can't untap unless you have an untap ability, and it untaps on the beginning of your next turn. So you pay the 1 blue, which is an island. We're just going to start calling them by their color form at this point. So we pay the 1 blue into it. We get opt. Opt is now on the stack. I have 5 islands as well. We play the negate, which means that we pay 1 colorless. Colorless means you can put any card or any mana source into it, meaning that if you had like a swamp on the field, or if you had a mountain on the field, you can pay that into its converted mana cost. But you have to pay 2 into it, and you have to pay at least 1 blue into it. Yeah. So negate is on the stack, targeting the opt. So now we go back to you, and we would have you pay 3 mana, being 1 colorless and 2 blue, to play cancel, right? And like I said, it could easily just end from there, but if it was me and I just really didn't want you to see that card in that scry, like if it was going to like decide the game and I had Mystical Dispute in hand, what I would do is I actually wouldn't target the cancel. I would just target the opt. So you can actually, so the way the stack would work is opt would be on the bottom, negate would come after that, targeting the opt. Then it would be canceled, targeting the negate, And then what I would do to supersede both of those two cards in the middle would be just to have negate or Mystical Dispute on the top of cancel, actually going down and countering the opt. So both of our counter spells would be meaningless, and I would still get what I wanted. The reason I would do that would be to make you spend mana. That way you didn't have any way to deal with it. Period. If that makes sense. Let me know if any of that is kind of confusing. Basically, we would call that a bait. I would be baiting counter spells out of your hand to make you, you know, if you really wanted the opt, I would force you to deal with it. But yeah, that's basically how blue decks work, you know, and then you have, you know, it can be the same thing for, you know, a, like a destroy kind of spell, like, where is it at? The simplest one would be, murder. Murder just says destroy a target creature. So if you had a creature on the field, where is the simple creature at? Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so say you had Smitten Swordmaster. Let's just not look at the Curry Favor part. It's just a 2/1 for 2 with lifelink. So lifelink meaning you can actually see what it does on the screen actually. Basically, whatever damage it deals, you gain that much life back. So say you had this on the field and I didn't want you to have it anymore, and I had Murder in my hand. Murder would go on the stack, targeting the creature, and if you weren't playing in blue, there would be nothing you could do about it other than sacrifice it. If you had a sacrifice outlet, you know, a sacrifice outlet would be like Village Rites. Basically saying that since this is an instant, now what happens is this goes on the stack, targeting your own creature with it, and basically fizzling the murder. And you would also get to draw 2 cards. So you would come out of that actually plussing. So it would be, so most decks will actually not play all the colors, or they'll basically have a strategy like we talked about earlier. There are a couple of forms of decks. There are aggro decks, which basically want to you know, swing and make a lot of damage and kill you fast. There are mid-range decks that kind of play halfway between these, basically trying to generate enough value to the mid game, basically like turn 5 through 7 to win the game. And then you have control decks, which are the decks that I like to play, which grind out, basically playing a lot of counter spells and playing a lot of sweeping effects. Sweeping means like you know, like getting rid of cards on the field, and basically winning through just sheer value. And then you have the niche kind of decks, which are like combo decks, which take advantage of like a couple of cards that wins you the game, or a mill deck. I'm sure that I know that there's mill in some kind of form in Pokemon, but basically mill is the alternate win condition in any card game, which is you know, you make them put cards from their deck into their graveyard until they have nothing, and then they lose. But that's really the basics. We didn't go over like stuff like enchantments, artifacts, and stuff. But basically, an enchantment is something that comes out. Yeah, I know. It makes it look like I'm opening my mouth and yawning. But an enchantment is a card that comes onto the field and does something, or like has a condition that when something happens, you get something, or X, Y, and Z. And then an artifact is basically like an enchantment, but does like slightly different things. You won't see a lot of artifacts and enchantments usually in competitive play, unless like it's very thriving. Like right now, if we were to go to my decks, the only artifacts, like the deck that we were playing earlier, this is an artifact and this is an artifact. They do things when a creature leaves the field, like Gate to the Afterlife. You would basically when a creature dies, a non-token creature, which would basically mean like when Woe Strider comes into play, it makes a 0/1 goat, which is a token creature. So anyways, so when a non-token creature dies, you gain a life, and then you have the option to draw a card and then discard a card. That's what it does, and then we can pay 2 into it, tap it, which would mean turn it sideways, and sacrifice it, and we can either get a God Pharaoh's Gift from our deck, our hand, or our graveyard. And God Pharaoh's Gift says at the beginning of combat, you can exile a creature from your graveyard, and if you do, make a token copy of it that is a 4/4 black zombie, and it gains haste until the end of turn, basically meaning it can attack immediately. So that's the kind of artifacts you'll see. You'll also see other ones. The other one that is much more common is called Bolas's Citadel. Of course. So I'll just scroll to it since I can't spell. This one. So this is one of the more common artifacts that you would see, and it's a legendary artifact, meaning that only one of them can be on the field at one time. And basically what it does is it says, first part of it is you can look at the top card of your library at any time, and it says you may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, you pay for it with your life total instead of its mana. So you would pay its converted mana cost. Meaning, like say you had this on the top of your deck. You would pay 6 into it. It wouldn't matter what color it is, you just have to pay 6 life instead of mana. And then it has a tap ability which says sack 10 non-land permanents, and each opponent loses 10 life. A non-land permanent is basically anything on the field that sticks on the field, that is on the field, like a creature, enchantment, artifact. You start with 20 life, and you can go up and down from there. But a non-land permanent is basically anything that is not a land. But yeah, that's the general gist of it. But now that we got that out of the way, I can actually I'll show you how I play decks, and give you like the rundown of my thought process doing it, and how it plays out. Oh no, it's perfectly fine. So with this hand, we have 2 lands, an enchantment, an instant, creature. We have 2 lands, an enchantment, an instant, and 3 creatures. I don't want that. Not enough lands. With this one, it's kind of the same thing. This one is enough lands for it to be halfway decent. So we mulliganed, which is another rule for Magic. We now use what is called the London Mulligan, which is a thing that didn't happen until last year. Basically meaning we get to see 7 cards in our hand, and every time we mulligan, we have to put 2 cards on the bottom of our deck. So the 2 cards that we're going to put on the bottom of our deck are going to be Thassa's Intervention and one of our Growth Spirals. That way we can keep the 4 lands. We could realistically, if we wanted to be greedy, put the Thassa's Intervention and one of the islands on the bottom, which might actually be better for me, and what I'll probably end up doing. And our opponent is doing the same thing now. They're debating on what they want to do. So I'm going to be greedy and put back a land and Thassa's Intervention. And then we're going to play this Triome. This Triome basically says it is a land on top of having the specific traits of a forest, island, and mountain. That will come into play later on. And it says it comes into the battlefield tapped, and it can tap for green, blue, and red, which is more commonly known as the color pairing Temur. So now what we're going to do is we're going to play an island, and we're going to play Growth Spiral. And Growth Spiral says we get to draw a card, and then we may play a land from our hand onto the battlefield. So tapped means that it comes into the battlefield looking like it does right now. So we're going to play Sulphur Falls. So this is where the Triome comes into play. Because it has the text forest, island, and mountain, the Triome comes in untapped. Normally it would not come in untapped if we did not have either an island or a mountain. But because we do, it comes in untapped. So we are once again going to play a Growth Spiral and draw a card. We did not draw a land, so we did not get to play one. Our opponent knows that we are now not on lands, and we are at a slighter disadvantage. Okay, so here's where we talk about the niche kind of combo decks. This is a combo deck. Basically, he uses Kethis to constantly mill himself out and win through that. Through Kethis and a card called Thassa's Oracle. You'll eventually see it come down. And that is another one of the pieces that he needs. But luckily he has put no artifacts into the drop, so these don't really matter. Our big problem right now is the fact that we are drawing no lands. So what I'm going to do is Abrade, meaning I'm going to deal 3 damage to this creature. That way I can stop his mill plan from happening so quickly. So he played Uro. Uro says it comes into the battlefield, you draw a card, you gain 3 life, and you get to put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. And it has the clause escape, which means if you didn't escape with the card, meaning paying the escape cost, which is 2 green and 2 blue, it goes to the graveyard. Yeah, I love the game. I've been playing it for over 10 years, on and off. Yeah, and I think we're just in a bad situation where he's just going to kill us outright. So there's nothing I can do about that. So our plan now is to bring in basically stuff to deal with the stuff that he's doing. I basically know the gist of Pokemon. Um, like, it's not foreign to me anymore as it used to be. I just don't, like, play it a lot. Like, I learned because my little brothers wanted to learn how to play. And that was the only reason. Alright, this is a very greedy keeping hand. Again, but we have these, which are going to exile creatures from his side of the field, meaning that he can't bring them back with the Kethis and stuff. Okay, no worries. We are just going to say no to that. And then pass. So we are going to Abrade and then Magma Spray. And if we can get one more land, we'll have Nissa. Okay. So I really don't have a plan here. We need lands to start really popping off. Okay, second Kethis. Nothing I can do about that. He obviously wanted to keep the one blue up for a counterspell. And we're going to use this effect to cycle. Cycle meaning that we pitch it and we draw a card. So we play Nissa. We uptick Nissa to do this. And we say no attacks and pass. We're playing very conservatively here because at any moment he could combo off. Which is the only thing that I'm really worried about. Okay, so he's looking for one of the combo pieces. Okay, so I'm going to put shit. I'm going to put 2 into this. So we put 2 into this. Then we play the Magma Spray. To get rid of the Kethis. Then we use the 1 blue from this to play out our Uro. And that allows us to get this out. And now we use this to make this a elemental with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. And then we attack the Tamiyo. Forcing either him to block or we kill it. Okay. And now we play... We play out our Uro from the graveyard. And that allows us to gain life and draw a card. Alright. Sorry if I got quiet there for a minute. I get really nervous when I play against these combo decks. Because one wrong move and it can spell the end of the game for me. So he can only put 3 into that. Okay, 4. So he's going to play the Tamiyo. We're going to kill the Tamiyo next turn, though. And he's going to get the Kethis back. So... 3, 6, 9. No, we don't have enough to kill. But... oh, fuck. That's my bad. I might have just thrown this. No Mox Amber yet. Okay, Ozakaya doesn't mean shit. Because he still has no Mox Amber. Okay. Killing the shark. Yeah, so we're gonna cycle this. Fuck. Alright. So we're gonna make a 3-3. And we're just gonna start swinging out at him. Because that's gonna be the only way we win. And now we're gonna get another Shark Typhoon. So I'm not really in any peril at the moment, just because he doesn't have any of his Mox Ambers in the graveyard. Yeah, so now what he's going to be able to do is play all the stuff that's in his graveyard right now. Wait, did he just really get rid of the Tamiyo? Or not the Tamiyo, sorry. I can't believe that he did that. That's crazy. I think because of his poor judgment, we've won this game. Yeah. Wow. That's funny. So because of what he did, he sent Emery to the... Okay, man. You have a good night. I mean, he could put a blue into it, but I just don't really see how he's gonna win here. Okay. I'm going to say that's probably game. But I will definitely stick it out. Yep. Pretty sure that'll do it. Yeah, the infinite moxes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, so you win some, you lose some. Not a huge deal. Except at the end where he was just kind of like, whatever. Okay. Give me one moment to pull everything up and then we'll start on Pokemon. Okay. Let's make sure everything is pulled up and everything before we move to that. Okie dokie. Let's actually switch to demon mode. And all right. Time to play. Time to play. Of course, this prick. Alright, let's see what we can buy here. Let's get like... Let's actually pick up 10 of these instead. One second. Okay. Now we should be good. Pretty sure this one is actually pretty simple. Oh, right. Yeah, we gotta do like the minefield thing or whatever. Yep. Okay. Noctowl should probably not be up front. Yeah. Let's try Steel Wing again. That's not gonna be good for us. And Noctowl's down. Alright. Alright, let's go with Grimmsnarl here. Easy kill. Alright, so we want to switch this stupid thing to the front so it'll get friendship points. Okay. This is kind of stupid. Alright, on to the next one. Okay, so we just can't go around that way, period. Okay. Okay, let's send out Berserker. And use Ironhead. Let's do it again. And I'm sure I'm going to have to go around the other way as well. Okay, apparently none of my Pokemon are very effective against this. Stealth Rocks. So let's just use Dig. Joke's on you, bitch. Do I have a full heal? Yeah. Yeah. As I figured. Yeah. This is that one part where I definitely miss old gyms. Where it was fucking as simple as just going into it, beating a couple trainers, and then leaving. Alright, let's use Iron Head. Let's do it again. I seriously hate this. It's the dumbest shit ever. Okay. Um, I guess we're gonna go with Berserker first. How did that go before Dig? Well, I mean, I'm just lost now because there's no way I can come back. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, that might be our last Pokemon that we pick up. I was about to say that's not really gonna do much. Okay. Guess we're gonna go for Dark Pulse next. Keep on switching in the Snow Room and hope that it gets happiness. Okay. if you're gonna let me set up, then I'm gonna set up. I'll just use the second one. I mean, I think my stuff was about even. And then a third body slam. I was about to say, I'm not going to heal much off of this one. No, we're going to stay in. I mean, we nasty plotted twice. So if anything, we should be able to do this. As long as he just doesn't fucking one-hit us. Oh boy. This is not going to be good for me. Yeah, we are in a serious pickle. Guess we're gonna try to do as much damage as we can. Oh, cool. Never mind then. We're fine. I wasn't worried at all. No. Yeah, definitely not me. Nope. Alright. 2 more badges? Oh boy, Rock Tomb. Pretty sure that maybe one of the Pokemon on our team can use it. No, none of them. Oh, Grimmsnarl can learn Brick Break, but it's... I would much rather have Berserker learn Brick Break, but guess that's not an option. Great. Okay, well, let's get this out of the way. And this like priceless artifact is just so happens to be in a chain restaurant. Because that makes sense, right? Oh, I truly hate Hop. Whatever. I really hate these battles that you're kind of forced into. What is it, like normal? I guess Berserker. Okay. Yeah, let's use Ironhead. Hop is such a fucking piece of shit. I guarantee you he'll use a potion on it too. That way we constantly have to sit through this. Nah, I'm just using U-turn. A fucking hyper potion. now he starts to use attacks. Wow. Too bad you're dead, though. Okay. Hopefully we can Drain Kiss and just kill him here. Nope. But I guess the moment he hits me, he'll also die, so... I mean, really though, what does that say about him as a Pokemon trainer in this game? He's basically willing to kill his own Pokemon to get out a, to get one of mine to go. Steel Flying, I think. Well, I mean, if you were honestly faster than me to use that quicker, it means that my speed really didn't matter in this situation. Yep. Let's go ahead and use Roost. Mm-hmm. And then he uses Scary Face again like a dumbass. Oh, this is on. Huh. Really? Alright. Can't believe he learned Moonblast. Oh. So much for that. Yeah, let's go ahead with Iron Head. We're just gonna use dig, that way we can not take this damage and also not take the hail hit. Mm-hmm. I really can't switch into anything that's gonna save me from this. Yeah, we're just gonna use dig. And of course it can outspeed me. Yep. Dink. And this is probably gonna be the end, because there's no way I can beat this. And it burned. Cool. Let's just use that on Grimmsnarl, because I'm sure he's just going to keep using Pyro Ball. Alright, let's send out our Grimmsnarl here. See if we just can't upright kill him. Of course not. Not a single one missed. Oh, now he's gonna start using different fucking moves. Also, I just want to point out that both of those moves are not 100% accuracy. What an asshole. Are we done with the stupid feel-good moments now? Like, haha, you beat the shit out of him, but somehow he's still happy about it. Like, I'm sorry, but nobody would be happy about getting the shit beat out of them frequently like that. do it again. If this doesn't kill us. Okay. Yeah, this should be the kill. Alright. Easy as that. Then we gotta fight the big tubby one. Okay, I guess not. Cool. Actually, we're gonna go back. Okay, so apparently there wasn't... Oh. Avalanche. Ooh, that was close. Okay. So let's go this way. Got a big pearl. We got an ice stone, which is what we need to evolve our Darmanitan eventually. Okay, let's go back around this way. What in the fuck? Is that a shiny? No. I thought it was because of how it looked, but apparently not. Ice type moves. Okay. I guess we gotta fight this guy. With his really weird eyelashes. Okay. I think he has another Pokemon. No? That should be a 2-hit. 2-hit knockout because of the hail. And there goes the battle. Strengthens normal type moves. Wow, really? From all the way out there? Mm-hmm. I don't think I have anything to beat water types. Alright, let's use Dark Pulse. Do. Fuck. And a Whale Lord. I mean, obviously we were gonna outspeed it, but I don't think we'll die here actually. Yeah. Let's try the stab move. Okay, cool. Really? I'm also almost positive it took more time to write it evaded the move than just to put it missed. Okay. Apparently there's an item back here as well. Oh, it's a rare candy. Okay, cool.